Welcome to Eligible Monster, guys. My name is Natalie. You may know me as Zodiacal Candy. And today, joining me, Andy and Dan. Thank you so much, guys. How you doing?
Doing well.
Me too, Natalie. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. Today, you guys are in for a treat. We are going to go over a Listcussion for you.
Indeed.
What do you have for us, Dan?
I have 10 of the longest running video game series today. And
Nice.
This is from a website called gossipandgab.com.
Perfect.
So it's a new one. We don't know what it's
Yeah.
going to be like. I mean,
Could
it's
go
not an
either way.
opinion-based one,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
hopefully
Yeah.
they don't get it wrong.
So now, what are they going with longest running? Like the number of titles, or just since the day it debuted?
I think
current?
it's ones that debuted early on and are still getting games.
Right,
Okay,
right.
so even if there's only like 5 games, if they've been spaced
still
out,
As
going.
long
over
as it
as
has
long
been
it's still
going, yes.
Okay.
And these are not in order of like
The amount of games
or
the
the,
total
like,
number
time.
of time they come out. Yeah,
I was going through and I'm like, why didn't you just decide to
yeah,
put
like
it in
why not
chronological
yeah,
order?
chronological.
It would make
Okay,
more sense,
whatever.
but yeah.
All right, so the first one on the list is Super Mario. Super Mario Bros. Was released in 1985
Oh my God.
with a hot-headed Italian plumber Mario and his gangly brother Luigi. It's a very interesting
Hot-headed.
addition to
Yeah, because when I
What?
think of Mario, I think of his rage problem.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
he is constantly jumping around, squishing
Of course,
things.
yeah.
so-
And he's like angrily, like, bumping his
Yeah.
head
Yeah,
against.
That's a good
his
point, I
like
guess.
his gangly brother Luigi travel through the Mushroom Kingdom to save the princess 8 bits at a time. Along the way, they eat magic mushrooms, smash bricks with their fists, learn to fly, and occasionally go swimming. They shoot molten flame balls and deadly orbs of ice at turtles, goombas, and man-eating plants. It's delightful family fun. Since his
Very interesting description of
Yeah.
Mario.
I have to read the whole thing because it's great.
I
love
like
it.
it. I like it.
Since his first flush down the pipes into enemy territory, Mario has starred in more than 200 games,
Oh, wow.
along with TV shows and movies. His most recent release, Super Mario Party, is set to be followed up by 4 new titles next year. Let me.
I was gonna say, when did this
Isn't
come
it
out?
like-
This
When did
came
Party
out
come out?
December
Yeah.
10th, 2018. So it's actually pretty
Oh, good.
recent.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
It's
I'm
like-
thinking something other
recent-ish.
Mario games have come out since Party, but
oh yeah.
I feel like-
Super Mario Maker 2 was the
Yeah.
most
That's
recent
right.
one.
That's right. I feel like
Or
Mario
3.
Party is just like a
I think
yearly
I
release
wanna
at
say
this
2.
point, but I don't think it is.
It was a while ago. I think that was
Yeah.
early this year. So. All right.
that is a great description of
Yeah.
Mario.
I love
I'm
it.
loving
Yeah,
this
it's
description.
very good,
Gossip
it's
and
good.
Gab. You got good
Yeah,
writers.
this website is good.
Well, let's
man.
hope they maintain that level.
It's only the first entry.
All right,
Yeah.
so number 2, The Legend of Zelda, another of Nintendo's game franchises. The Legend of Zelda has been mystifying game players since 1986. The elfish and ordained hero Link sets off on a new adventure to save Princess Zelda every couple of years. He contends with Ganon and a race of female warriors. There are fairies and bloopies and octoroks. Oh my. With extensive lore and various reboots, fans of the series are fiercely loyal and debate chronology and canon at length. 3 new games were released last year.
That's insane.
It's
I
very
wanna
true.
say-
They reboot it and like no one knows.
I mean, pretty much
what
every
the-
game is mostly a reboot.
Yeah.
Essentially, I think
The
Legend
only
of Zelda
2
1, the ones on NES were both technically it was a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
The
Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are technically
sort of
a sequel.
I know some of the DS games followed the
Oracle,
cartoony one.
Yeah, Oracle Ages and Seasons, I believe.
Are technically sequels to A Link's Awakening, I want to say.
A Link Between... No, because Link Between Worlds was a reboot,
Like a
of Link
reboot,
to the
yep.
Past.
Yep.
I
Or
don't...
A Link to the Past. That's
yeah,
what I was thinking. No,
The
I don't know. I'm getting there's so many games
Ages and Seasons were supposedly
linked
linked in some way.
Linked.
They just
I don't
announced
know.
like 3 remakes, right? Within like
There's
one
a new
E3?
one coming out that's basically a remake of A Link to the Past.
Yes.
No.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Super
I
excited
get-
for
yeah,
that.
very excited for
so
that one.
Excited. That's the one with like the cool little...
Yes, I do remember
Kinda
that, yeah.
Honestly, it just reminds me Claymation.
Kind of. Yeah.
Like a little bit.
And then there's Breath of the Wild is getting a sequel, like a direct sequel.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think Breath of the Wild will be the first direct sequel that is direct sequel.
Yeah.
as opposed to like slightly implied.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Well, because like I
Remi-
mean, like
yeah.
even in the trailer, this was the last scene
Yes,
you see in
yes,
Breath of the
yeah.
Wild. Here's the first, as opposed to like Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask, where it's just he's
Oh, it's
walking
very
through the
similar,
forest
yeah,
with
yeah.
Epona.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
okay, number 3
I love Link.
with Metroid. Is number 3.
My
With
gosh.
Metroid, Nintendo launched their
Just gonna be all
non-linear
Nintendo games.
game franchises into outer space. Female bounty hunter Samus has been taking down space pirates since 1986. Chosen by the Galactic Federation to annihilate the parasitic Metroids, Samus travels the universe to confront Mother Brain and her guardians. Despite the occasional 8-year lulls between titles, Metroid
true,
continues in development with plans for a Metroid Prime 4 game for the Nintendo's latest console, the Switch.
Yeah, Metroid definitely has had some lulls in there.
Very long lulls.
Yeah. Probably my favorite ones are actually were the Game Boy Advance games. It was Fusion
yes,
and
actually.
Zero Mission, I believe.
I played Fusion and I really liked that one.
Both those are very good.
The only problem with
I
the
believe you
Metroid
guys.
ones were they always felt the same. Because they
What's
were
that?
always kind of the same.
Which ones? Sorry.
Just Metroid games in general.
Oh well, I mean,
Excluding Prime, where it was...
And how come
completely
it took so
different.
long to come out then? You would think that it would just bang them out in a hurry then if that's the
It's one of those
exact
things where
same-
they kind of go into hibernation and then suddenly, you know, maybe Nintendo hasn't had a hit for a little while. And
Yeah,
they're
I
like,
see.
You
I
know
see.
what we should do?
Yeah.
Either that or they
Bring back
go...
one of those games everybody likes.
Yeah. Or they're just sitting there like, you know what? Each one's pretty much the same. I think people have forgotten the last one.
Yes. Yeah.
Time to release the new one
Yeah.
so that they're like, oh man, this is so different.
I see.
And
Yeah.
then they go back and they're like, this wasn't different at all. Okay, number 4, Tetris.
Oh my god.
From 1984 Russia, deep in the Cold War, came the puzzle game Tetris, born of an experiment to test computer hardware. I actually did not know that.
Oh,
I
that's
always
good.
think that song whenever I'm like packing boxes into like my car. I'm like do do do.
Always.
do, do, do,
Yeah.
do, do, do. And you have to like make the blocks.
Sure. Yeah.
Um,
Why is he doing that? Like your neighbors are like looking out the window. You're like, like a weirdo.
created on a text-based system, the interlocking shapes called tetrominos
Sure. Totally.
were made
I'm with
of
you.
Russian letters.
Oh.
Tetris has enjoyed success on a variety of video game platforms. It also briefly made its way to store aisles via Bop It and Jenga. It's not just fun and games
never
with
really thought about
Tetris. Researchers have found that a stimulating round of Tetris may help treat addictions and help soothe PTSD.
Didn't work on me, but it's fine.
Yeah, it didn't work on
It
Ben
actually
either.
made me more stressed.
It's true. I can
Didn't help
confirm.
that she
now
was
it's giving
yelling
you
at-
PTSD.
Yeah, it's giving me PTSD
I can
of that one
confirm.
game
World's
session.
worst player over here, Chad.
I don't know if I'd say worst.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure my 4-year-old nephew could probably do worse.
I
I
don't know.
hope.
I don't.
Don't actually know that for sure.
You hope. You hope.
Yeah.
Okay, is it just me or every time I say this, people just look at me and I'm like, they're like, what? No, it's never happened before. When I first played Tetris, it was on like that gray Game Boy, right? Like
Yes.
the big brick, right?
the brick.
The
And
original.
of course, you've got like the ding, 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 ding. And then once you would fail, stay with me on this one, in France, anywhere, right? You'd have like, I'm
cut off your head.
I'm gonna have, I'm gonna have to try and recreate it. It's like a sheep. It goes, "Bah." Like, is anyone
I
else?
don't know if this sounded like a sheep. I don't
like,
know what you're
eh.
there
talking
was
about.
like a failure noise.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the
I
one.
don't remember there being.
It's like,
Jeez.
or some.
It's that little stupid dog from Duck Hunt pops up.
No, it was something very like. To me, it sounded like that anyway.
Because it's like,
Huh.
and then like the little things
Yeah.
go up the screen. But I don't know about a sheep.
It was like, eh.
What was it? Do it one more time.
Yeah.
Do it one more time.
I want to hear.
Oh yeah, no, now I know what she's talking
that
about.
one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
sheep.
Yeah.
Of course.
Did you just live near sheep?
No,
And maybe one was, like,
that's the
laughing at
thing.
you through
No,
the window?
dude.
You suck.
I don't know where we lived, so I mean it's possible.
I mean,
never know.
it was in the countryside, but there was no
See,
there were no
there it
sheep
was.
around us.
Yep. There was a sheep just judging her. Sheep are very judgy.
They
care
are
what
very
anyone says.
judgmental.
Maybe it was
Very
a member of my
judgmental.
family just hidden, going like,
Your mom. Your mom just in the background.
Did you fail again?
She's actually very good at Tetris. She would show you up, man.
I believe that. Most people can.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Yeah, I'm really bad at that game.
I have noticed. I've noticed.
Not gotten any better because I haven't
can
played
one
it.
shot a tutorial boss of Dark Souls, but can't even
But
beat
I
a Tetris
cannot
level.
stack blocks. I like first-person shooters. I can jump all over the place, do cartwheels.
360 no
Yeah,
scopes.
exactly. Can't stack blocks properly.
Maybe it's just the music getting to you.
No, honestly, it was probably the audience
Making
giving me
sheep
sarcastic
noises.
comments the whole
I was
time.
trying to be supportive, man.
You are not trying to be
I
supportive.
was
you
like, dude,
liar.
I think you're screwed. That's being supportive saying that. I think
Oh
you're
no,
screwed,
you've already
man.
screwed it up. You already screwed it up. You did. You
You may as
did.
well just give up at this
You're
point. yeah.
completely screwed.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so number
Sorry.
5 on the list. List. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Of course.
Sonic.
Tails.
Since-
Tails doesn't get enough love, man. I'm sorry.
No,
Please go.
he doesn't. I thought it was a girl for the longest time. Didn't realize it was a guy. Since 1991, Sonic, an inexplicably blue hedgehog, has been speeding his way through life. From spike-ridden tropical locales to power plants, Sonic and his friends try to stop the evil Dr. Robotnik from taking over the world. The snarky racing rodent has been a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloon and a sometimes TV and movie star. TV, not movie, as we've seen from the trailer, including a cameo in Wreck-It Ralph 2. That one I actually
Oh,
didn't know. Team Sonic Racing comes out next year.
it does?
Or this year, apparently.
I think it already came out. Actually,
Or it
this
came
year.
out.
I think. I could be wrong. Honestly, one of the biggest disappointments in my very disappointing life
Whoa.
was when I was a small child and I discovered that hedgehogs are not inherently fast. I was like, oh, that's so sad. I was like, I don't know why,
They're
but as
so
like
slow.
like as a small child, I assume
Okay, but have you seen them roll into a ball, though?
It's adorable.
Maybe they get faster that way.
Maybe
It's
you get
pretty
when you
adorable.
throw them down
Yeah.
tubes and crap. Yeah, but I was just like, I forget at what age. It was quite young,
Sure.
hopefully.
it
He was like 18,
It was at 16.
19, yeah, you know. He was in college, and I was like, what? Oh, it's sad.
Sophomore year.
Yeah.
And his zoology degree.
Yeah,
Is like,
but that's
wait,
actually
hold
what,
the
that's what turned me
phone.
off of zoology. I was like, oh,
I don't want to do this if hedgehogs are slow.
Yeah. So
Is it around the same time that you figured out that fox cannot actually twirl their...
Fox's kid.
well, that
They
has
can't
never
fly?
been proven.
Well, they also don't
because
have
they
two
only
tails.
they don't have two tails. So if we could ever find a two-tailed
In
fox,
your world, maybe.
possibly
in mine they do.
In France, where all the sheep laughed at her, all of the foxes had two tails.
Everything laughs at you in
Oh
France.
my god. I also know
That should
Sonic,
be on a T-shirt
though,
somewhere.
everything laughs at
You
you
in
in France. I'd buy it. Because they also, I believe, at least every couple of years, they do the Sonic and Mario Olympic Games.
Yes,
right.
that's true, yeah.
So,
I would play
definitely
this
a
though.
long-running
I
one.
feel like above Mario Kart for me, Diddy Kong Racing was my favorite. So I can't wait for Sonic to come out.
My favorite non-Mario Kart racing, Snowboard Kids 2 for the N64.
I have no idea what that is,
Never
man.
played
It was Mario Kart, but you were snowboarders.
Well, then you weren't karting.
No, that's why it was called Snowboard Kids 2.
But you said your favorite non-Mario Kart racing game. Kart game was.
Well, technically, Diddy Kong
No, I
Racing,
said
you can actually
racing.
fly as
Did I
well.
say kart
I
game?
thought
I
you
thought
said
it was-
kart game.
I meant
could be
racing
wrong.
game.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Freaking Diddy Kong
Here's
Racing.
my question
man.
about Sonic Team Racing. Why does Sonic need a car?
That's true. That's
He
true.
gets
He's
tired
in-
every now and then.
Is it because
He got
hedgehogs aren't
blisters.
inherently fast?
He's also playing on even field as well. I mean, can you
He's
imagine
got to slow
Robotnik?
himself down.
Yeah,
I
of
see.
course.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Otherwise, it's not a race.
Right.
No,
sure.
he will just
It's like
win
the
all the
Flash racing people.
Right,
He's
right.
got to slow down a little bit.
time. Basically, yeah.
Number 6, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is a science fantasy role-playing game franchise released in time for Christmas in 1987. A robust cast of characters involved in a political rebellion ward off ancient and changing evils. During their fight for good, they engage in a soap opera's litany of activities: romance, amnesia, mistaken identities, corruption, and sacrifice. Final Fantasy has it all.
Sacrifice.
Final Fantasy 15 was most recently adapted for Microsoft Windows, and of course, we've got Final Fantasy 14, 7 being remade, 8 being remastered.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the longest.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not really sure what the Final Fantasy.
Exactly.
Like they're just like, let's just keep calling it that.
Well, you guys
Well,
have
it
heard about
was,
this, right?
Yeah, the original. Yeah, the
They were
original
like,
one.
this is our final
This is
game.
it.
That's it.
Then it did
But
great.
at that
and they're
point,
like,
it's,
well, we got
and I guess you just keep the name. Yeah, like eventually
They
they
went
couldn't
for-
just be like they couldn't be on like
no
7 or
longer
8.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, see, they couldn't be on like 7 and 8, and then decided to change it. I guess.
Yeah.
Another
And
fantasy.
it became
8.
Finally Fantasy.
That's when that was when
Finally
15 finally
Fantasy
came out.
15.
Yeah, finally.
Or like
came out.
Final Fantasy. Seriously.
but for real.
For real this
real.
time.
This time.
Yeah.
The last Final Fantasy. The last one.
For realsies.
For real.
All right, so number
Not
7 is Gran Turismo.
Oh wow.
One of the longest
Really?
running racing video games, Gran Turismo has had a consistent releases, or has had consistent releases from 1992 to 2017. The award-winning graphics-heavy game was billed as a real driving simulator and lauded for its attention to detail. Lauded, I don't know. Lauded, okay. Of course, it's the one I didn't say. Players
It's actually
compete...
looted.
Players compete for prize money to spend on upgrades or fleet expansion. The game's vehicles are based on actual licensed racing vehicles. You can fully customize the paint job, logo design, decal placement, and the color and style of the wheels.
Yeah.
What year did it come out?
1992.
I didn't
I
even
don't
realize
know
they were
when-
that old.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. What system did they originally come out on?
PlayStation.
Okay. No, I was gonna say PlayStation wasn't out in '92.
I know it was on PlayStation. Maybe
It was. That's when I first originally
Yeah.
remember it.
I
But
wonder what it was. I wonder if it was Nintendo or Sega.
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look it up later.
It's definitely not Nintendo. I don't think.
Did
Wait, Gran Turismo isn't
PlayStation
it Xbox?
own
It's
Sega
not.
eventually?
No.
It's
Oh,
not.
okay, no.
Forza is Xbox.
Yeah,
Forza's
Forza's
Xbox.
Xbox.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, sorry.
Someone in the comments will tell us.
Sure.
All right, number 8, Street Fighter. Debuting in arcades in 1987, Street Fighter is a martial arts fighting game developed by Capcom. Before the sequel released in the early 90s, the first player guided Ryu through a worldwide tournament, while the second player could combat with his rival from America, Ken. Street Fighter 2 allowed players to choose from characters with unique fighting moves and specials, whether it was the beefy Zangief or cheerful Chun-Li or masked Vega. Every kid had a favorite.
Vega was
Everyone
freaking
had a
hot. You know it. Don't even deny it.
Was Vega flathead?
Especially
No,
no.
that's,
He had that
Guile.
mask and he
Guile.
had like the
Yeah, he had the mask,
and
long
he was
blonde
like
hair,
and
Okay.
he was like shirtless
and he had like claw.
and in the
Yeah.
the
Claw, you
animated
got me.
movie, Chun-Li actually did like a kick and then kicked his mask off and you could see his face and I was like, damn.
Oh, you're talking about the movie. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about like the sprite.
The
was
anime.
hot. You were
It's
like,
not really
oh
anime.
yeah, the sprite guy.
I thought she was
so
talking
hot.
about that too.
Now, I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest. Chun-Li wasn't terrible looking for a sprite. All right,
Yeah.
like, I mean, let's be honest.
I mean, got the
It was good.
statue
I've watched this animated movie for like so many times, man.
I did not know there was an animated movie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
it was
watch
good.
I know there's animes. I've never seen them.
It was my very first fighting game. I love Street Fighter above Mortal Kombat because I started with Street Fighter. So
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I always went Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter personally.
I mean, Mortal Kombat is great. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but
Right.
Street Fighter is where it's at.
And yeah, the game started with an original roster of 12, and over time has grown to more than 70.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know that Ben has a Yuri
Yuri?
statue. Yuri, yeah.
Yeah.
Yuri statue upstairs, and then there's
Then we've
Yeah.
got Chun-Li.
We got Chun-Li, we got
The,
Cammy around here somewhere.
Cammy's
somewhere.
always been around, but the other one, the robotic girl. There's Yuri, and
lost
then
me.
there's
Yeah, you lost me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
I don't
which
know. I don't know
robotic
them that
girl you're
well.
talking
Yeah,
about.
I haven't played
Well,
Street
maybe it
Fighter.
is
in I don't
Yuri.
know how
Oh
long.
man.
Yeah, I
haven't
don't
played
even
a
know
sh-
which statue you're talking about.
I haven't played a Street Fighter since probably Street Fighter
Basically,
2.
that girl who's like who's got the robotic eyes that was made by, it's not Bison, is it? No, it's not. It's not. Is
You're
it?
well
Is it
past
Yuri? I
my
don't know.
knowledge of, of Street Fighter.
I do not know much about Street Fighter.
I know
Man,
Hadouken.
sorry. Yeah, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
All right.
The comments will get
And
us.
Chun-Li's,
Yeah, they'll get
and
us
Chun-Li's thighs as well. I mean, who
Yeah,
could
they
forget?
are
And
thick.
Kimmy's ass,
Yes,
obviously. I mean,
There's a reason we got those statues. All right. Number 9, Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Mega Man is another Japanese game from 1987. It
Damn.
follows the android turned robot Mega Man as he attempts to help Dr. Light save the world from Dr. Willy. I know. I know. I just thought it was funny.
Knock that over.
I thought it was funny. Dr. Wily. I kind of wanted to see his reaction. I
And
know
he said-
he likes Mega Man.
Yes.
he said near tomato, so that's fine. You can
Near
you can do
tomato.
it. You can do it.
Near
Tomato.
potato, I think.
Near
you said
Potato.
at
potato.
one
I said
time.
it at one point.
Um,
Near wasabi. See, now I can think of a bunch when
Now
I'm not
you can
filming
think
it.
of them all.
Yeah,
Far Automata.
yeah. Far on me. That would have been good.
All right. As Mega Man defeats bosses, he takes on their characteristics, fire, ice, and electricity. Armed with a variety of weaponry, he becomes more powerful. The heroic robot is a standby in Japanese manga, and a Mega Man movie is currently in production. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Or CG or live action.
I think it's live action.
What is
I'm
Honestly,
scared.
I would prefer for an animated one.
Yeah, I
I feel
want
like
to
an
know
animated one would be
this
great.
is gonna look like.
I don't know. Who knows, honestly.
I don't know that.
I love the game series. I can't guarantee I will go see the movie, but I love the
Yeah.
game series.
I feel like it's in the same boathouse as Metroid, where it's essentially always the same game.
Yeah.
Except
I mean, they really are.
There was one that I loved, and it was not a normal Mega Man game. It was the one where you had like a grid, and you could like place
BattleNet.
Yes.
Battle Network or something like that.
Battle Network. Yeah,
like,
oh my god, that was probably one of my favorite games for a while. It was
Nah, I
clearly probably in a lull of Pokemon, like between.
But if you look at the series as a whole, really, it's the same game over and over again.
Oh yeah,
It's just Mega Man versus. Well, originally it was 6, and then it turned into 8 Master Robots, and then you beat the Master Robots, and you get their powers, and then you get to
Yep.
Wily's castle, and you beat Wily.
But how do
Yeah,
you know
the
about
only
this?
difference ones were 0.
How do I know about what?
About all this, you said you couldn't beat it for the longest time.
Oh, but I did eventually beat them all. I was at the age of 30, and I beat the verse 6.
So like last month.
So I still haven't actually. I haven't beaten X or any of them yet. I still gotta get to those. But yeah. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
But I mean, really, roughly, they are the same game. X
They
did
are-
introduce different things. There's different armor. And
yeah.
things
The
like that,
difference
but-
between Mega Man and Metroid is that eventually they did also swap around the characters, because I think it was 0,
Zero had
the
his
one with the
own
sword.
his own standalone games,
which
yes.
I think most people's favorite is 0.
Zero was good. Yeah.
It was cool.
Well, and the main difference between like Metroid and Mega Man is that with Metroid, obviously, it's all about you wander and you explore, whereas Mega Man is just you do the level.
Very linear.
Yeah.
I'd love a Mega Man style,
Like an exploring.
or kind of like when the Metroid went Metroid Prime,
Right.
like a Metro or
There
like
was-
a Mega Man first person shooter. I'd play that.
So there was one. It was canceled. It was after the very first Metroid Prime
like,
game.
what
Yeah,
the
yeah, it has
hell?
nothing to do with that.
Close enough.
Metroid Prime game.
Hmm.
They started development on a Mega Man. I forget what it was called. It might have been X. I don't remember. But first person shooter, and then they just didn't do it.
That would have been awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I would have played that for sure. All right. Last on the list, number 10.
GTA.
And it's so weird because they put this at the last.
Call of Duty.
Diablo.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Why isn't Call of Duty or
Well, if you think
Call
about
of
it,
Duty-
started
Call of
later
Duty.
on
I was gonna
than
say
these
didn't actually
games.
start until like 2000.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But
'Cause-
it's been. But in the end, they kept releasing every year. So people,
Right.
See,
Yeah,
and
there's
see, that
probably
would be
more-
one of those ones
well,
where
except
it'd
for
be
Mario games, probably.
yeah, like one of the franchises with most individual
Yeah.
titles.
Right. But there's so
this,
many.
like in terms of its original start date, is not this recent-ish.
But there's
Yeah.
so many spin-offs when it comes to Mario. Though Mario goes tennis, Mario's goes
I want
Mario
that from,
would be.
I want that from Call of Duty. Call of Duty Tennis. Call of Duty Olympic Games.
How would that
You're
work?
all there,
I
and
don't
you've got
know.
guns, and you have to shoot the
Yeah.
grenade.
Call of
Whoever
Duty,
it falls
Call
on.
of Duty kart racing. Come on,
Yeah.
I'd play that. Yeah, right.
I would play a Halo kart racing
I
where you
would.
could be
It's
in
all
like
warthogs.
the tanks or the warthog.
That would be pretty cool.
The
Oh.
tanks would be hilarious. It's
Yeah.
just the
And
slowest
just make
race
sure
ever.
that they can still shoot though.
Oh yeah.
Or Doom. Why isn't Doom on there?
Yeah, Dan.
Oh yeah. On the when did Doom come out?
Doom was in. Doom was probably 91. It was
If
either
it-
late
See?
80s or
Yeah.
early 90s.
It's still
Yeah.
going even today. Like one of them
Wolfenstein
is about to come out.
When was the
Was
last
like
one?
83, somewhere around there.
Because this was also out before
last one
the
came out-
announcement of the
The last one
newest
came out in 2016.
Yeah. It wasn't too long ago.
2016?
I don't know.
2015?
Gossip
sorry,
and
sorry.
Gab. I mean, that's their list.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know who
fair.
wrote this list.
I also
That
I-
person's an idiot.
Let's be honest. I don't know. They've got
should have
very
had
creative
20.
writing
Oh,
style.
the writing style is fantastic.
Yeah,
but,
it's
you know.
great. It's great.
Okay, so number 10 is Diablo. The wildly successful hack and slash role playing game Diablo celebrated its 20th anniversary at the beginning of 2017. It was released as a computer based game by Microsoft Windows on the last day of 1996. In the bowels of the town Tristram, players fight their way through random dungeons on their way to hell to defeat Diablo. The three original classes of characters, warriors, rogues, and sorcerers, have different skills that aid in the quest. There were 5 unique classes in Diablo 3. Thanks for putting that as a separate sentence. While players await for the 4th iteration of the game, for now they subsist on rumors. An entire decade has passed between the release of Diablos 2 and 3. I am actually very surprised that's on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there isn't that many of them.
I thought Warcraft 1 came
Oh,
out
yeah, that's
before
true.
Diablo.
Yep, Warcraft came
Yeah.
out before Diablo. Doom, definitely. Wolfenstein,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games.
There's a
that
lot of
came
games that
out
definitely came out before.
Again, I
before.
think it's
I
just a
wonder if they
preferred
went
list.
for like the most well-named names. But even then,
90%
Diablo-
of this list was Nintendo games.
Yeah, that too.
It's true.
Because, I mean, Nintendo was around for the longest. For the longest
Yeah,
time, that
yeah,
was like
absolutely.
one of the only home consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to see
Before
what their
Sega.
intro. You know what? I know that this is probably not the proper spot to put it at the very end, but this was the intro paragraph
Oh, here we go.
Ah.
to the thing. So let's
Okay.
see. I didn't actually read it. I skipped stuff.
You're fine. You're fine.
Video games weren't born in the 1980s. Nintendo's storied history dates back to the 1800s.
Nintendo's.
Sega and Sony were both founded in the 1940s.
There you go.
The lengthy trajectory of video game parent companies has sired some video game titles that continue to stand the test of time. Quippy catchphrases become part of the vernacular, beloved protagonists become household names and Happy Meal toys. Comic books and movies keep them at the forefront of pop culture. I'm wondering if it's because these are all major publishers.
Probably,
possible,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I can't remember who did Doom.
id Software.
Who?
id Software.
Yeah, it's off.
Exactly. Like all of these are
Yeah.
like Nintendo, Microsoft.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, like actual, they own those properties.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Atari and
Right,
Blizzard.
Yeah.
so-
Okay, that
That
makes
makes
sense then, I
sense.
guess. Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps up our list.
Well, good list, Dan. Thank you so much. It was super interesting. You guys can tell us what you thought in the comments down below. You can find Dan on Twitter at Dan T. Producer. Sorry, I got it. I got you.
I do
got you.
need to.
I got you, I got you.
Eventually,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
just
too
Dan
many.
T.
It's fine.
Danty.
But
I
it's,
got you.
It's T.
And you can find him on Twitch at Dan T Streamer. You can find Andy on Instagram at 4amtheandy. And you can find myself on Twitter and Twitch, at Zodical Candy. I almost gave them the wrong address. That's fine. It was my own
It's like,
freaking
you
thing.
can find
my
me
own name.
at, and it's just
and-
something else.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you guys for being here today. Bye-bye.
Bye.